Welcome to the SMS podcast. I'm here today with the guest. Why did I say that? With I was supposed to do the Idol review last year with this person, but they're a liar.
I am a
And
liar.
yeah, literally. And we're here today to review Jackpot, this Paul Feig movie. And who's in it? Oh, right, Aquafina and fucking John Cena.
In a really weird MGK cameo.
You didn't like the cameo? Oh, you
Unhinged.
just didn't. That shit made no sense. The MGK cameo, like, why was he in this movie?
It was unhinged.
Does Paul Feig think that MGK is cool? Like, who the fuck thinks MGK is cool? White girls that want to fuck him? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know if those people exist.
So this movie is set in 2030. The beginning is set in 2026. And it has this goofy ass intro that explains, like, oh, there's this lottery in California that is only in California, in which somebody could wins the lottery and then you could kill them.
And then you win after you kill them. It's weird because the opening of the movie opens up with this woman killing Stifler from American Pie. And then
And he's just running, and this motherfucker gets killed and by this like Asian lady. And I thought that was supposed to be Aquafina's mom. So I'm like, I don't understand why there's some random ass Asian lady
no,
and it's not her mom.
the opening is never restated. Like
That
ever.
shit made no sense. It was so fucking dumb. The prize made no sense either. The prize is only 22 million. So then we cut to 2030 and fucking Aquafina's lame ass. She's like, yeah, I just moved back from Michigan. And she's like, she pulls up to. Oh, wait, do you want to talk about the bus scene first?
Oh my god, that was so weird.
Fucking Aquafina.
She gets pickpocketed.
Before that, there's this fucking douchebag that is with his kid, and he's yelling at his kid for not landing this role in Hollywood, like Britney Spears' dad. And Aquafina straight up lies and says she's a cop. She's like, I can arrest you for abusing your kid. I'm like, what? How is he abusing his kid? What the fuck?
And then she's like, it was acting.
And then she told this old lady, the one who pickpocketed her, that I'm actually an actor. She was like, wow, I was so convinced. And all this old lady's doing is buttering her up so she can pickpocket her. And then she realizes, she's like, what the fuck? She stole my watch. So then we get to where she's staying, and she's staying at this Airbnb, and it's ghetto as fuck. It's probably like in Skid Row. And she meets this character. You know what her name is? It's Shoddy. I didn't know that. That crazy bitch that she took her clothes from.
It was weird because, like, throughout the whole movie, I couldn't tell if I fucked with her or not.
What do you mean? I just thought she was hot. But, like, anyways, she rents a room from the Shoddy bitch.
Terrible wardrobe.
Oh my god, the wardrobe, yo! It's set in 2030, but they look like they're dressed from 1994. Like, what the fuck?
And, like, some
They're dre-
sheen ass
they're
clothing.
they're dressed like Wesley Snipes in White Men Can't Jump. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, she rents out this room, and she literally tells her, "Oh yeah," Aquafina's like, "Hey, this doesn't look like the pictures from the ad." She's like, "Yeah, actually, if I posted the pictures on the ad, then nobody would rent it." I'm just like, "What the fuck, bitch?" And then she's about to rent out the room, and then her boyfriend pulls up, Shawty's, and it's this kid from that emergency movie with Sabrina Carpenter. And I think he was in Fly Me to the Moon as like the only black person in that movie. So then when she's about to get the keys, remember in the movie that this weird shit he's talking about, she's so fast, like she has fast hands.
Oh,
And all
yeah.
she did was literally catch some keys. Like I could do that shit when I'm drunk. That made no sense. So later on, her fucking room starts leaking because all the apartments leak sewage, and this bitch has to borrow Shoddy's clothes.
And she charges her fucking $40.
Then on the phone, she was really like, "Yeah, I gotta charge you," and then she really couldn't think of it. She's like, $40," and it's this ugly ass wardrobe that Wesley Snipes wouldn't even wear.
It's like some Vanilla Ice ass reject clothes.
This is
Even
some shit he
Vanilla
would
Ice.
wear in Cool as Ice. What's that shit called?
Oh my god, that movie.
Yeah, that's some shit he would wear in that movie. So then she Ubers there, and this Uber driver's talking about how she installed this panic room at MGK's house. So then she goes to this audition, and they
Oh,
lied on the ad. Like, they charged her $400, and it was like only 200 online. And Aquafina is like, "Oh, can you give me? Let me use your computer." The lady working there, she's like, "Couldn't we all do that?" And then they scam her ass.
she's like, "Well, you're here, girl. You can't do it now." And everyone is so fucking rude at that audition
Yeah.
for no reason. And
That's
then
Hollywood.
wasn't Aquafina in like some commercial or some shit when she was a kid?
Oh my god. She was a child actor. She was in this commercial called Spaghetti Squares that they bring up during the movie, but they couldn't pay this Asian kid to play Aquafina when she was a kid because this movie has no budget. So when she does this audition, she literally does this monologue from Deep Blue Seas. And when I read it on Wikipedia, no, on IMDb, they were really like, "Oh, she does Samuel Jackson's monologue from Deep Blue Sea." They literally say it in the movie. They was like, "Is that Deep Blue Sea?" So she bombs this audition. She finds the ticket in her pocket and accidentally scans her thumb, and she gets added to the next prize drawing. So when she leaves the audition, then she wins the lotto, and everybody sees.
No, do you remember that altercation she had like right before she won that shit where she was like where that girl was running her lines and yelled at her? And then she was like
What,
she said some like unhinged ass shit. She's like, "I hope you
what did
fucking
she
die,
say?
bitch." She says some fuck
So,
shit.
so she wins the lotto, obviously, and everybody starts attacking her. She's attacked on sight, like Kanye. And she fucking goes through this karate class, this yoga class. That's when she realizes she won the lotto. She's like, "What the fuck? What's happening?" So that's when John Cena pops out, and his character's name is Noel. Aquafina's character's name's Katie, and he's a freelance lottery protection agent. So stupid. And he only charges 10%. Like, Ari Gold charges 20% when he fucking managed Vinny Chase. 10%? That's it? I mean, 10% here would be like 360 million, but still only 10%. So then we get all these shitty ass action scenes of
Terrible.
them fighting. It all looks like shit. Bruh, it's like the stupidest thing. Why is this movie rated R and nobody's fucking getting chopped up? There's no blood anywhere. Do you think the movie was like PG-13 and then they made it R, or they just no budget?
I feel like they might have like tried to make it R to try to get more people to actually want to watch it. But like even like going into this movie, I had no clue it was going to like be about that. You know what I mean? Like I had no clue that like it was going to have all these really bad action sequences and like he's just beating bitches up. Like he's beating up all these yoga bitches. Like
The karate dudes too, and then these cops pulled up to try to get her, and like they could have, like, none of this movie makes any sense at all. So then they escape, and he drives this shitbox Impala. Like, what the fuck? If he's a protection agent, shouldn't he make hella bank?
yeah, I feel bad for John Cena being in this role at all, honestly. It seems like a prank, honestly. Like they're
No,
just
hold on. Do you
stealing
think? Did
him.
you see Ricky Stenicki?
Oh, and like he was dressed up like Britney.
Oh yeah, he was. What do you think? Do you think this movie's better than Ricky Stenicki? Do you think Ricky Stenicki's better?
That's a tough one, hun. I think they're both kind of bad.
Nah, honestly, this is probably better than Ricky Stenicki.
It wasn't Zac Efron like
Yeah, his melted face was in that movie.
no,
That
but like
fucking bobblehead. Yeah, he was in it.
I've read shit online about like how John Cena like being in that movie was a humiliation ritual from Hollywood to like get to,
Shut the fuck up. 'Cause he's not black, that just happens to black actors allegedly. That dumbass conspiracy. Oh, Hollywood wants to put you in a dress. That's why Dave Chappelle left Hollywood. So they escape, and John Cena is just explaining that this drone tracks her every 14 minutes, which makes no sense. Would it just keep tracking her the whole day? Like, what the fuck?
and it has
And,
to like find her. You know what it has to
right.
find
I
her
mean,
at
yeah, I
certain time.
guess.
Like it disconnects or some shit and like it has to like reroute and find her again. It's like weird.
And John Cena tells her that she can quit by reaching the grapevine on the outskirts of LA because this movie's not in LA, even though they probably shot it in Atlanta. But of course, she doesn't trust Noel at all, which makes no sense because I'm like, all this dude's been doing is help you fucking survive. Like, I don't get why you don't trust him. It's literally his job. He's like, I'm gonna charge you 10%. Like, 10%, that's 360 million. So she realizes that, like, when she tries to escape and she tries to go to the police, they try to kill her too. So then she goes to this wax museum, and of course, it's the fucking guy from The Office. What's his name on The Office? I don't remember.
Wait, that black guy?
Yeah, he's from The Office.
Oh, really?
What? I
I've
guess you don't
never
watch The
watched The
Office.
Office.
I don't watch that shit either, though. But I know everybody on it. So she goes to the wax museum, and of course, he lets her in because he recognizes her from the Spaghetti Squares commercials, which I
He's like,
guess.
you go, girl.
And then he gets a phone call from Shoddy, and she's like, "Oh my god, no, it's totally fine. Where are you?" And then obviously Aquafina's like, "Yeah, I don't know. Where am I? I have no idea." Because she realizes that she's trying to find her. And they're literally on the same street as her, so they find her instantly because they hear it's like I think there's like something on the intercom. It says that they're at the museum, the wax museum. So of course they pull up, and then all these fucking tourists pop out because they realize she's there. And of course they escape again. So that's when they get the idea to go to MGK's house because she overheard from the Uber driver that MGK has a panic room, which is so fucking stupid.
Wait, let me say something about the Wax Museum. The Wax Museum, some of the worst wax figures I've ever seen in my entire life.
Just like
Hilariously
real
bad.
life. Just like real life.
It was so bad. I
The
remember
only
hearing how
good
the Kardashians were like Cher.
the only good wax figure I've seen is Dua Lipa. Have you seen her wax? It actually looks like her.
Where is it?
Maybe it's here in America. I don't know.
But like also we have to talk about like the endless amount of like celebrity references in this fucking
Oh my
movie.
god.
We
There's
should have
so
made a
many.
list.
I don't even remember some. Fuck, we should have. Let's see if I could find one right now.
Terrible.
Because I remember there was the Jason Momoa one where she meets all of those security guards we'll get into later. What else? We should have made a
No,
list.
because there was like a lot. She would just reference actors in every situation that she had.
They
She'd be like,
both
"Oh,"
do it.
and like the Ninja Turtles and like all this other shit.
Fucking
Like,
John Cena references the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he's like, there's these four turtles that grew up in the sewer. I'm like, well, are you really referencing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? We know what the fuck they are. And even the earlier references, that dad that was yelling at his kid, he calls her Dr. Phil. Like, what the fuck?
it's
And I
so bad.
think, and there's so many like meta references too, which are so stupid that we'll get into. Like the guy who said thanks, Dr. Phil. He plays like a parody of Dr. Phil, that comedian. I don't
At the
fucking know.
very end of the movie, they have that reference. You know what I'm talking about?
Which
Where
one?
where Aquafina's like even wrestlers or can like
Oh my
actors.
god, yo, fuck. Let's get into that later at the end, but like, fuck, that was so fucking stupid.
I was
Shit.
like, it's not as
They
funny as
were really like, I don't want to be an actor anymore. It's only wrestlers and YouTubers now. I'm shocked they didn't wink at the camera while saying that. They just walk off. Like,
also
what the fuck?
Aquafina's like character's acting was really bad. Like her
I mean,
character was
that's her in every
really
movie, so.
but no, when she was trying to act at that like at that interview,
Oh, God. I thought you were
the
talking about that scene where they were trying to, like, build her character. Like, I was taking care of my mom, but I
oh
didn't really know what's going on.
they give her the most surface level backstory any like so surface level. It's so stupid. And they try to make you feel bad for her for no reason.
I'm just like, why would I care about Aquafina? Apparently, she's good in one movie. That movie where like her grandma dies, The Farewell. None of these movies. I never seen it, but I guess she's good in that. But like, she's so bad in everything. I mean, even Crazy Rich Asians. I thought she was annoying.
Well, like I feel like they really do. Like Hollywood will just cast her in anything where they're like, we need an Asian person. Like, let's go.
What happened to the other Asian people? Like all the like, there's a reason she's not in Joyride because they were like, oh, well, we can't really afford her, but these Asian actresses that are in Joyride are way funnier than she is.
Way funnier. Way fucking funnier.
Like, what are they? Like Sherry Cole, Ashley Park. Oh
Oh
yeah,
my.
also Aquafina is supposed to be Korean in this movie. Her last name's Park. I'm like, Aquafina is fucking Chinese as fuck. So when they get to MGK's house, what did they say to MGK? They were like, MGK's like, are you moving something here? Right? That's what he
Oh,
said.
and then they're like, "Oh," he's like, "Is this a sexual thing?"
Is this a sex thing? And she's like, yeah, it is. And then, no, I think she's just like, no, we're here for your house. And they bust in the house and they shoot him with these tranquilizer darts. And she somehow gets the password from him, even though all she had to do was like force MGK inside the panic room so that he wouldn't give up the passcode when everybody else pulls up.
It seems
So,
like they're trying to like make the whole MGK like cameo try to be like funny and campy, and it came off like completely wrong. It came off really
like,
stupid.
MGK is lame. Nobody cares. This cameo would have worked if it was like MC Hammer or some shit, not MK. Or if it was like fucking Run DMC. If it was Run DMC and they pulled up, that would have been funny. Not fucking MGK. So these people find them again and they're fucked. So Noel, John Cena, he's like, oh, I know somebody we can call. And who else does he call but fucking Shang-Chi? Who's in this movie? I have no idea why. I guess he's cheap, so like they put him in all these movies, I guess. Or maybe they think he's popping because he was Shang-Chi.
His acting was kind of terrible in this movie too.
Oh, this dude, he's terrible in every movie. The only movie I seen him be good in, it was fucking Barbie, but everybody's good in Barbie, so that's not really.
I'm trying to see when this movie was filmed. It was filmed in, it says March 2023.
But this movie, it was definitely written at least 10 years ago because this is the most 2012, 2015 ass movie plot ever. This
Oh,
some shit
also,
like remember Belko Experiment that came out 2017? All those
oh
movies
yeah.
that ripped that movie off. This is like the exact same kind of movie as that, except this movie isn't bloody. None of the kills are cool. Is there even any kills in this movie?
All of the kills are just very like fast paced, like, okay, we got to get these people out of the way so we can get going. And then like
Oh no, yeah.
none of them are unique. They're just like beating up and like throwing people around and like
It's
hitting
like
people.
it's like that fucking Turn Down for What music video. That's literally this whole movie.
There's just a crowd of people running in the background at all fucking
Oh
times.
god.
The extras acting is terrible. They look goofy as fuck. All the
Yeah,
extras.
yeah,
So
I don't get what happened to Paul Feig. He's not even hit or miss anymore. The last good movie he made was fucking A Simple Favor.
was
And
it
A Simple Favor 2, that shit's going straight to Prime Video like this movie. So clearly that movie's probably gonna fucking stink.
Blake Lively's cooked.
Nah. Yeah, go listen to the Blake Lively episode, the last one. Not the Blake Lively episode, the Blake Lively movie. What's it? Whatever it's called. It ends with me. I wanted to end my life. Whatever it's called. So John Cena, when they're stuck in this panic room and everybody pulls up, he's like, "Oh shit, let's call Shang-Chi." And they pull up, and then they get minor injuries. So they get sent to this high-tech facility, and of course they meet Shang-Chi's character. And his character name is so fucking stupid. It's almost as bad as
What
Colleen
was it?
Hoover's. His name is literally Lewis Lewis.
Oh my gosh, how did I not remember that? That's
I
terrible.
don't remember that either, but wow. And he's the head of this security agency that they protect lotto players. And he's just explaining that because it's so high tech and all this, that they charge 30% and Noel only charges 10, which honestly, that doesn't make any sense. Like they charge 30% and they have this fucking Google ass facility. Like, wouldn't they charge at least 50% or 45%? Like, only 30%? How do you make money out of that?
Right.
So Noel reveals that him and Lewis used to be on this team of mercenaries, which okay. I could believe John Cena, but not fucking Simu Liu. And then Noel's like, well, I bailed on this mission that got people killed. So that's why Simu Liu is such a dick to him.
Absolutely shits on John Cena.
The whole movie, he's talking hella shit about John Cena. I'm just like, John Cena, you're John Cena. Why don't you just like headbutt him? So then you find out that about when Katie was a child actor and that her father was a manager, and obviously went Britney Spears route. Her dad took all her monies, like Jeanette McCurdy's mom. Oh my god. So when she turned 18, she told her dad straight up, I want to take care of my finances. And the next morning, he's like, Swiper the fox, he just left with all her money. And then her mom got sick. So that's when Katie quit acting to take care of her. And then her mom died. Oh, also, what was so fucking stupid is like how she didn't know about this lottery thing just because, oh, well, she never had the news on. Okay, and like that shit would be everywhere if there was this fucking lottery in which you had to kill the person if you wanted to win their money. Like, are you serious right now? This would be a world news.
It's like a mini purge almost.
It's basically a ripoff of The Purge, but there's actually like stakes instead of that dumbass premise like, oh, crime is legal for 24 hours. So, yeah, where was she from? Like Michigan? She's like, well, in Michigan, I didn't have the news there. Some stupid shit.
She's like, the news is boring. She says some shit like that.
She's like, well, I didn't really want to put my mom through that. So then, they get disguises. Oh, no, she gets a disguise. And it's funny, she looks like Ken Jeong with a mustache when they're leaving. But also, when they're leaving, they figure out, they're like, wait, how does... John Cena's like, hold up, how does he make all this money if it's only 30%? And obviously, he realizes that because all these winners are anonymous, so they just realize, oh, wait, he must kill all the winners. Which they are, didn't they say something about like how they keep all the winners anonymous so they want to get killed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they find out immediately that they're right because Lewis wants to take Katie away.
Oh, yeah. He like says something that her dad said to her when he left, like the exact sentence. And
Who, Lewis or Noel?
no, Lewis does. Like he says he says like a line or something where it was like he said something and like she was like, oh, clicked in her head like, oh, I shouldn't trust this person.
Yeah, man, it was pretty obvious from the start. So when Noel's getting separated, he fucking allows all these fucking fans and all the people trying to kill her. And that's when Katie puts on her thinking cap and she drives away. And she's in this fleet of cars and they're all leaving. So when she's trying to reach the grapevine, then that's when Lewis calls her and he's threatening to kill Noel unless she surrenders. And then she's like, no, wait, don't do it. So then they meet at this abandoned theater. And that's when Lewis tells him that, no, I killed all these people, duh, to steal this stash of gold. Like, you're catching all these bodies just for the money? Jesus, okay. So then...
Is it like 6 billion?
No, the gold? I don't know. He said it was like a couple million.
But is that how much Aquafina was getting?
No, she was getting 3.6 billion.
But they were like, this is the first time we've ever had like a jackpot this big for some reason.
Yeah, I wonder how much the jackpots were because like the first one was only 22 million. So only 4 years later it jumps to 3.6 billion. It made no fucking sense. Like, what?
No sense. No fucking sense at
Does
all.
it work like the actual lotto if somebody wins, if there's no winners? Like, what the fuck? They don't explain any of this shit. It's
Nothing.
just like they do this lame shit. It's not even cool either. I mean, no blood, no heads getting chopped off. Like, come on. I wanna see like a cartel video when I see an
Right.
action movie, not fucking like the wire work looks so bad in this movie. Like people are flying around. I'm just like, what is this? The Avengers? Like, what the fuck? Even like the Avengers, that shit looks good in there. So then you find out that Lewis killed all their team, Lewis and fucking Noel's team. And he said that he even killed the family that was guarding the gold. And like there was literally no danger. He just kills all their fucking team, which is insane. Because he's like, well, I like keeping all the money to myself. Like, what the fuck? So obviously he used that money to build the protection agency. So then Katie pulls up and she forces Lewis to spare Noel because she's starting to kill herself. And he's like, I don't buy it. He's like, what makes you think I won't kill him anyways? And then she's like, well, I'll kill myself if you don't, why do I sound like Corey Feldman? If you don't let him go. And she's even live streaming.
Oh my gosh. She was like, say hi to my
Oh, God.
fans.
Say hi to my fans. I'm like, these people want to kill you, dog. So this live stream summons all her fans. It summons Shadi and her boyfriend. And she fucking fights. It's so goofy. Shadi's like, you don't remember all the fun times we had? And she's like, no, you're a fucking asshole.
Oh
And
my
she has this sword in her hand. I'm just like, bro, you don't kill this bitch right now. And all she does is headbutt her. I'm like, why don't you just like use the handle of the sword to hit her in the head, not headbutt her? And fucking John Cena's fighting Simu Liu. So Katie tries to get away. Like she climbs on top of this fake rocket. That was what it was, right?
I don't remember.
And
There was like a big elevated platform though. I know
yeah, it's
that.
some big ass hanging thing. So then Lewis gets her. Lewis is literally climbing on top of his employees to get her. And that's when they're on top of this platform. And that's when they do this callback, like I said earlier, about her fucking having fast hands because she's just like talking shit. He's like talking shit to her. She's like, you have no friends, no family. Why do you need this money so bad?
Oh, I hate to interrupt, but I have to talk about that little thing she fidgets in her hand all the time. It's like that little
What's that?
it's that little award thing that
Oh,
she
that trophy thing that her mom gave her. Right, I remember that.
because she uses that, doesn't she?
Maybe she did. She to pull the grenade pin, which for some like this dude's just walking around with a grenade. Like what the fuck? Maybe she does use it, but she uses something, or she pulls the grenade pin, and then she's like, "I got fast hands," or some shit like that, to talk about how she pulled this pin, and then that's when fucking Simu Liu blows up. But of course, you don't see anything; you just see a cloud of smoke. Like they couldn't at least bring out the money to do this one. You see his body parts flying everywhere. Like, did they really not forward any blood or something? Like, Jesus.
And like they're like counting down the minutes until the day is over so she can get her money.
And they do this goofy ass slow mo scene, and it's
They're
like she's
holding a
falling from
blanket.
the platform. Like it's fucking Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, what the fuck? So she lands on this blanket and then she bounces and then lands again. And of course, she wins the money. It ran out of time. And she wins all the fucking money. And of course, they're like, hey, you won. And she gives John Cena half the money, which, I mean, sure, it makes sense that she gave him half the money. I would have just gave him 30%. Like,
She's like, get 50.
he's like, give him 50. Give him 50. So then we see them like
But like,
celebrating, like,
do they start dating or
no,
not?
they're just buddies, I think.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, they really don't have any chemistry at all in this movie,
They
even as
don't.
buddies. So I'm glad in this they didn't say like, yeah, we're dating now.
Right.
I'm shocked they didn't do that though.
Because
But
like
I
they
guess
like
it's not
pleaded a
romantic.
little bit.
At first, I kind of thought they were when they was like, "Yeah, all my friends died." John Cena said that, like, "Yeah, my mom died." So then we cut to 6 months later. Oh, and then there's like, what's the shit? They said something about. Oh, right, the line.
What line?
She was like, "I want to get the fuck out of L.A."
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Wait, you don't want to be the actor anymore?" And she's like, "No."
They
Nobody
bring up that
even they don't
ex.
even act anymore. It's just wrestlers and YouTubers. And they walk off and it's like the most meta goofy ass line I've ever seen in my life. Like that shit's worse than the meta shit in Marvel movies. Like what the fuck? Even though that's like what are the other meta lines? Maybe like the Dr. Phil line. Oh yeah, that one. There had to
There
be more.
there had to. I can't. There were so many references. I really want to go back and like write them down.
Oh my god. We really should have wrote down all the references because I remember the Jason Momoa one.
Like it was so bad that like it was noticeable enough to say I want to write it down.
Yeah, because I think Paul Feig he does references in all his movies, but like I never seen anything like this movie where they straight up just like say references. It's like Big Bang Theory. They just say references,
I didn't get a
and
laugh out of this movie though, like at all.
you didn't laugh at all. I
I
think none
laughed
of like
because I thought it was so stupid. Like a lot of
yeah,
the
I did
comedy
too.
land.
I thought the Shoddy, I thought she was funny,
She
but
was fun,
maybe
but
she's
like
like the only part that was funny. John Cena, he's good in the movie. He literally is like the only good person in the movie. He really tries his best, even though he's not very good in it either.
he's not.
This is no Peacemaker. It's very John Cena with the bat grip, that kind of acting of John Cena, where he's so robotic. He keeps talking and talking and talking, and it doesn't work at all.
They just make him the butt
So
joke.
yeah, I wonder. I noticed I do that a lot with John Cena, like in Ricky Stenicki, obviously. This movie's definitely better than Ricky Stenicki, though. That movie, oh my god,
Well,
none
that's
of
the
that.
thing is
That
I
movie
enjoy
made even less
watching.
sense than this movie.
I enjoyed watching the movie. I just think that like I enjoyed it because I thought it was dumb. Like sometimes I like to watch stupid shit.
That is true. Remember we watched Boogeyman? Ooh.
Oh my gosh, that movie's terrible.
Well, my girl's in it, but that's about it.
Mrs.
So, oh, Miss Cheekbones, right. So 6 months later, we see what they did with the prize money. They opened all these nonprofits and businesses, which were goofy.
Like there's like a self-defense one they open up, and then
Yeah, I
there's like
remember that one.
I think they open up their own like protection agency, like what he was doing,
Yeah, but they
and
do
then
it for
John Cena opens
free,
a pizza
which,
place.
oh my God, that was stupid. So basically, he opens up a pizza place, and the joke is that he gets sued for copyright infringement because it's literally just Ninja Turtles.
It doesn't land. The joke wasn't funny.
And
Like
then we get these lame ass mid credit scenes in which they bought a super yacht. Which didn't they make a joke about that earlier?
he was like, "Do you want to buy a super yacht with the money?" And then he's like, "No." And she's like, "Everybody wants a super yacht." And then he was like, "I
Oh
did want a."
yeah, and it's like the most ugly ass green screen I've ever seen. Even the chairs they're sitting on look fake. They were like, "Wow, the money really changed us." And then the final end credit scene. Apparently, the Grand Lotto is gonna expand, which obviously sets up the sequel. Yeah, right.
Keep dreaming, babe.
Oh my God, Jesus. What a fucking stupid ass movie.
I'm not gonna lie, I heard nothing about this movie until you told me about it. And I keep up with movies. I had heard not a single word about this film. I haven't seen anything about it. I haven't
Oh,
heard
I think
it.
because like I saw the trailer for it probably like a few weeks ago.
Did you see it in a movie?
I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, really?
You think they're gonna show this in the movie theater? The movie doesn't even have a budget. Like, what do you
It's a
mean?
Hulu movie, isn't it? It's not like a
No, Amazon Prime.
Oh, it's a Prime movie.
This it's weird. Like I don't know for some reason. I mean, this is better than 99% of the Netflix fucking dreck. Like, can't even imagine that fucking Mark Wahlberg movie that just came out with Halle Berry. Oh God, that's probably better than that. This movie, but
I swear,
this is
Netflix
basically
original movies are becoming like Hallmark movies, just where like big actors go to get a check.
Do you have any positives for this?
I do have some
Like
positives, not
what?
a whole
I can't
lot.
remember.
I did like the pace of the movie. I feel like it was very fast paced. Like you could keep up with it really easily.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, but like even in the last 20 minutes, I'm like, Jesus, this shit's still
Oh,
going.
it
But I think
started
it's because they had like 12 minutes of credits.
it started dragging at the end. I'm not gonna lie, it got really boring. Like I was having trouble paying
I got
attention.
so bored when that final theater scene.
Oh God, so boring.
I mean, I did think that girl was funny, the shoddy, that roommate.
I did like her.
Um, even
Why?
though
I didn't like the guy that was with her. I thought he was
oh
really.
the kid from Emergency.
Yeah, I didn't. I
He's
didn't
not. I don't. Yeah, he's really bad in this movie. I don't know why.
like
I
real.
thought because he's pretty good at, but in this movie he's so bad. Well, I think it's because he always plays like a dorky guy, and in this movie he tries to play a douche instead of a dork, and I was just like, I don't think that really suits him. Maybe it's
I
because
thought
they wanted to use a different actor. I don't know.
at first I thought he was playing a gay guy in this movie.
No way.
I,
How? I don't understand how. Because
because of his
literally.
fucking ass outfits, bro. Like I thought they were trying to make
Well,
him
he
like.
was literally wearing like a tank top. He looks like he was like just came back from the gym. I don't think he's supposed to be a gay guy.
Well, he was very flamboyant. Like his all of
What?
his
I think it was just the blonde hair.
dude. I don't know. I thought, but he's with what's her name? The
He's with
girl.
my new shoddy, shoddy. Yeah, she was the only funny part of the movie. I mean, what else was good in this movie? Fuck, I can't really think of anything. I mean, John Cena, I guess.
I like how unhinged a lot of it was. Like a lot of it was just really like what the fuck? Like
Because even like the beginning with Stifler, that shit was so lame. How are
oh,
you
that
gonna
was
have Stifler and he's not funny? He's
oh my
just action Stifler. Like, you heard of that movie Becky?
yeah. Oh my
But
god.
he's the villain in the sequel, and I'm just like, Stifler, what are you doing? You just go back to comedy, dog. But yeah, I don't understand. He's supposed to be like this action guy,
He's like,
even
"Do you
though
want pillars?" And then she's like, "I'm a grandma. Of course I have painkiller."
she kills his ass so quick.
She's
And
like, "I'm
then
very sweetie."
I'm a grandma, sweetie. Yeah, of course I do. So that's why I thought that was going to be Aquafina's mom or something.
I
And what
had
I really thought was going to happen was that she got killed by Stifler, and then Aquafina's character would be like, I hate the fucking lottery, but she somehow stumbles upon it. That's really what I thought this movie was going to be. That would have actually made sense, not this stupid shit. I don't know. Because I guess they couldn't do it because this movie had no budget, so they couldn't set this movie like way into the future, which would have made sense if that was her mom and she was the baby. But that's not what they do. It doesn't make any sense. They set it 4 years later in 2030. I don't understand what the logic was with this movie.
There was none. Oh, it was filmed in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, they probably filmed on like the fucking ugly ass sets there in Georgia. Because I mean, obviously some of it was shot in LA, like, but like every set that was definitely shot in like a soundstage. So let's get in the negatives. Ooh, the fact that this movie's a satire, but what is it satirizing? Nothing. There isn't really. I don't even get what the satire is supposed to be of this movie, because that's what this movie's supposed to be. Like,
Oh my gosh, I'm
is this
looking.
supposed to be like a satirical version of The Purge? Because I don't think so.
There's one line that I'm reading on here that like Lewis says, and it's "You look like Wreck-It Ralph after a 14-hour cocaine bender."
What does that even mean? Who's he telling that to?
He said that. I think he said that to
Oh my god, that's so stupid.
It's so like a lot of weird one-liners that I
That
don't.
make that are like so bad. Oh yeah, and then like the whole movie, Aquafina's mean to Noel. She's like, I do trust you, but I think it's because you look like a bulldog that turned into a human. Like, what does that even mean?
I'm gonna read some of these quotes from the movie because some of the dialogue in this movie is just absolutely terrible. Why would NASA need a marine biologist? Do you remember
Wait, who
that?
did she tell that to?
Katie says that to.
To Shoddy, right?
Think so? Is that what?
I think she's. Oh no, maybe she said it to Shoddy's boyfriend. Oh, there's this dumbass line. You want to split a hot dog?
I
And
literally.
then Constantine was like, ooh, lengthways or widthways. Like, what does that even mean? She's like, what? I might have a concussion. And then she was like, she passed him on the shoulder. She's like, it's always hard to tell with you. And she's like, oh. They have terrible chemistry. I don't understand. Did it have to be an Asian character? I don't know. Who's a comedian did you think that could have replaced her?
Literally anyone. I feel like anyone could have played that fucking role, honestly.
Like who? Maybe like Jenny Slate?
Well, because I feel like she didn't. Just like what was that one movie that was on Hulu? It was like the quiz one that had Will Ferrell in it. I feel
She
like
was in
whenever
that though.
wasn't she in that?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like whenever she's in these type of movies, she's always just the same character.
But that movie was better. That movie was definitely better because fucking Sandra Oh, she was funny in that movie. So that's why that movie worked and not this one. None of this movie worked. I don't know what the fuck happened to Paul Feig. Maybe he forgot how to direct after Ghostbusters. I know A Simple Favor came out after Ghostbusters, but like all his movies since then, like I'm gonna list them off. This movie, Last Christmas,
Is that
this
supposed to be
shitty
like
movie
that?
he made for Netflix called The School of Good for Good and Evil. That's 2.5 hours long. What the fuck? Like, what happened to Paul Feig? I mean, dog, look at these movies before Ghostbusters: Bridesmaids, Spy, The Heat. I mean, I didn't really like The Heat, but that movie's fucking funny compared to this.
Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, that's probably what it was.
Well, I really want to see what he's going to do with A Simple Favor 2 now because I feel like that's going to be
That
terrible.
movie's gonna be trash. Well, we're
Trash.
gonna be here to review it the day it comes out. But yeah, he did unaccompanied minors. Oh my god, I think I saw
What is
that when I was in the theater when I was a kid. It's like this movie. They're stuck in a mall, and fucking everybody hates Chris is in it.
they're stuck in a mall?
Some stupid shit. They're like stuck in a mall or the airport.
What would you rate this movie out of 10 though?
Oh my god. Ooh, I would say like a 4 to be nice. Because what
But
would you rate it?
I'd probably rate it like a 4 or 5.
A 5? I think a 5's too nice. I would say a 4. A 4 is too nice.
Well, it just seems like honestly, it all seemed jumbled together like it was a last minute thing. It didn't feel very.
Yeah, it really did. But even though Like, no way this script was written this decade, because why would it be set in 2030? This seems like post-apocalyptic, like, at least 20 years from now.
All of the futuristic shit in the movie was just like,
There isn't even futuristic shit, except for like, the lottery ticket. Like, I guess that's futuristic.
or like when she goes to that thing and that device puts the prosthetics on her.
Oh, yeah, that was like the only futuristic
That shit
thing.
was goofy.
That fake ass Mission Impossible invention. So you would rate, would you say a 4 out of 10?
I'd say the same as you. Did you enjoy yourself watching it though?
No, the only parts I enjoyed was that dumbass Shoddy. She was the only funny part of the movie, because I don't think any of the jokes land between John Cena and Aquafina. Especially the lamest joke I've ever seen in my life, which they were like, I don't want to be an actor anymore. It's just wrestlers and YouTubers now. Like, really? What?
So bad.
Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for listening. Go like and subscribe. Go rate the podcast 5 stars. Is there anything you want to plug?
Have a great day.